Is day 10 of Gratitude for Men. I skipped Sundays, so I didn't include that. So today's day 10. I want to talk about Jesus today. And how does that fit into Gratitude for Men? Well, like Jesus was a man, so it works, right? And since I'm a Christ mystic, I can just talk about Jesus anytime I want. And since this is my channel, I can just talk about Jesus if I want. Um, I haven't really gone live much. Um, and talked about Jesus specific things. Um, that's a whole long story. I'll tell you another time. But right now, I just want to say that a lot of what I'm seeing so many people who are Christ curious is what I call it. It took me many painful years to come up with that phrasing. Christ curious, and I call myself a Christ mystic. It also took a long time for me to come up with that phrase because I was okay. Well, okay. Here's a little backstory. So my grandma, bless her heart, she's in some dimension of heaven. Um, she was raised in a strict kind of brethren way. There's many different kinds of brethren, but she was raised in a strict kind of brethren way. And then she passed that on to my mom, and other parts of her family were like that as well. What that means is women had to wear hats or doilies on their heads. They weren't allowed to show their beauty. Look at my beauty. And they had to wear skirts, and makeup wasn't really allowed. And like red nail polish, I thought was like only for harlots. So there were some things that, like, and women didn't talk in church. There weren't female leaders. Anyways, I could go on. But it was a little bit wonky doodles and not biblically correct. Well, maybe biblically correct, but not Jesus heavenly correct. And then mom and I kind of got out of that. We started going to a quote unquote regular church. Girl, when you got to look at yourself and you see different things going on, it is a courageous act to go live and be without makeup. Here I am, authentically sharing. No AI, no filters. Okay, so we started going to a regular kind of church, and then we discovered all this beautiful music. We discovered beautiful community. We discovered so many good things. And just, yeah, aunties and uncles and grandparents. And my mom had friendships, beautiful female, or yeah, beautiful female friendships. And we had like a family. And no matter where you go in the world, if you are of a certain faith, you can find other people in that faith, and they will most often be like, come stay with us in our house. And so we had that. It's like you're part of a network across the globe. And that's really beautiful, and it's still beautiful. And all the good things that I learned from church and all that beautiful familyness can never be taken from me. It lives inside of me, woven into my tapestry. And I stopped going to church 6 years ago now, I think it was, because, well, there were things leading up to that, but actually I was walking back from church because the church was like a couple blocks away from my house where I lived. And I was walking back to church, and I felt Holy Spirit so strongly, like as if I call Holy Spirit she, had been talking to me for so long, and then finally this like just burst through. It felt so strong. It was like, stop going to church. I was like, excuse me, Holy Spirit? That's a weird thing for you to say. And it just felt so right though. I was like, why? I mean, I kind of knew why. Like my soul knew why. Like there were struggles and things happening. So I kind of knew why, but I was like, why? And I felt the response, I need you to unlearn some things, and I need to teach you some other things. And I was like, that sounds good. Sign me up. And so the last 6 years have been an interesting journey of unchurching myself, I guess. My whole life has been like unreligiosity-fying myself. Yes, I made that word. And now it's been a bit of like unchurching myself. And again, all the good things can never be undone. But I did notice there were some underlying teachings and some basic things that are actually not Jesus friendly. Um, and yeah, so the past 6 years have been unlearning and relearning and just not being afraid, like no fear of like when people, um, like, so a lot of my life, I did grow up around quote unquote new age. Um, if you say that around Christians, it has very strange connotations, but I think it's shifting now. I have learned so much, like the same amount from quote unquote new age that I have from church, I would say. It's like a 50-50. Um, and so much of what the New Age talks about is actually completely Jesus friendly. Yes, it goes down weird things. Yes, you can absorb from the wrong energies. We can all take on ego and strange things. You can do that anywhere inside the church, wherever you are. Um, and so, yes, that happens in church and Catholicism and different religions, and also in New Age and such. But yeah, I learned so much. And my mom was always a holistic healer. My grandma was also into holistic healing and herbs connected to plants. And then so was my mom. And then there was another lady in our life who also taught us more about plants and holistic healing. Thank goodness for her. She is in heaven now. And I'm so thankful for her. And that wasn't always celebrated, accepted, received inside the church building with the church things going on. I do not know why. It makes no sense to me. But yeah, like Reiki, like energy healing. Okay, that's how we were designed. Holistic healing, eating certain things, not eating certain things. Um, so that's a whole journey that I went through with my mom, and I'm still processing. Because we knew about like organic, healthy, holistic things since like 1989. It's 2025 right now. I'm 41. So it's been a whole thing. And it's so amazing just to see, yeah, where we are right now. So, anyways, back to Jesus for a moment. I still love Jesus so much. I've been friends with him since I was 6. I mean, my whole life, but I remembered when I was 6, and I was like, yes, I want to be friends with you, Jesus. And I'll have to share the details of that story another time. But I guess I just want to say, life is a journey. I am thankful for the things that are no longer in my life. I still would love to have a Christ-loving community on the mystic side. I guess that's part of what I've been doing is like, yeah, 6 years ago, I never heard the word Christ mystic. I didn't know anybody else who knew about those things. But as soon as I started looking and seeking and reading the books and listening to people on YouTube and like being open and like trusting Holy Spirit is leading me in a life-giving direction and always checking like, is this life-giving? Is this life-giving? Now I found other Christ mystics and I found these groups online and I found Justin Paul Abraham. Like, thank God for him. He's amazing. I love him so much. So thankful for him and his wife and his family and the team around him. Justin Paul Abraham. You can go listen to him. He's on YouTube, also on Patreon. And now I see these other Christ mystics. And also 2025, like in the past 5 years, so many things have been unfolding and happening. I used to get freaking mocked and cast out and just made fun of for loving Jesus, for being a Christian. Like, not like, this is Canada. It wasn't like on the horrifying end, but as far as like bullying goes and like inappropriate, I have dealt with it. I have experienced it. And I've even like, I remember this one conversation with this woman. I was just like, yeah, I would like to marry a man who also loves Jesus. And she acted like I just said the most racist, terrible thing. I'm like, my life, I get to choose what I want. I want someone who loves Jesus. I'm not sure what your trigger with that is. And yeah, I've just like triggered people my whole life just by talking about Jesus. So I would say that yes, I had like some kind of like ridiculous built up fear about even talking publicly, and it's taken me a while to get here, and I wish that wasn't so. I'm a very bold and courageous person. Um, but yeah, sometimes like some things happened. And yeah, but I hear people saying like, I want to know more about Jesus. I'm Christ curious. Jesus has been coming to me. I had a friend who Jesus came to her during her yoga class. Like she witnessed like visually like a spirit Jesus like walking around the room. I was like, I had never seen that. I was thinking the other day, I was like, how come I've never seen like an angel, I mean, that I know of, or like Jesus or something. And then I mean, I think I still will. I know I still will. But I think maybe part of it is just I just known my whole life. I've just had faith. So maybe Jesus is like, I don't need to show you because I know you know. I don't know. But I would love to see that. I feel like I'd just melt into a ball of tears and laughter or something. Um, but yeah, so this is me promising that I'm going to share more about Jesus and Christ, and my housemate's coming home right now, and go live and talk about this more. And if you have questions for me, feel free to DM me. I have been following Jesus since I was 6, so that is 35 years now. And I'm going to be talking about this more, and it's just woven into everything that I do as well, including this gratitude for men practice that we are doing. So I'm going to say bye for now, but let's keep talking about this. Love you. Peace. Oh, and happy day 10, gratitude for men. And Jesus was a man, even though God, creator, is everything of both genders, and we are created in God's image. But Jesus was a man on this earth, and I'm thankful for Jesus. Blessings. Peace.